We have done a bunch of dimensional challenges now. Let's go for a good old Covenant 10 run instead. I'm kind of... Do we want to play similar? Do we want to set like... Do we want to try like Fireborn under Legion now? How would that look like? If we want to do Avarice strats. I mean, we're probably gonna go for Gilda with Avarice, right? And Under Legion as secondary clan, or we could go Under Legion as first clan and then go with Bolide, like we just did, but with Fireborn as our secondary clan. Probably with Firestarter. Yeah, we could do Fireborn under Legion. Go with Lady Gilda. Sport Touch or Ego Conscript. I think Ego Conscript is more useful for that strategy. Just a little bit. But neither are actually that great. Maybe I'm just gonna go Pyre of Dominion and get rid of the starter cards and draft my own. I like that. And Covenant 10, of course. Let's see how large we can make our win streak. We start with a lot of equipment. Maybe too much equipment for my taste. Lava Armor and Loam Coat. 2 of each. We also have a squad leader. Not sure if we're gonna use that. Well, if we wanna do Avarice stuff, we have the option of getting the Brain Spike or a stuck up Whelp here. Right now this is not really anything. We don't know what champion upgrade we're gonna get. We also don't have extra capacity from our Pyre Heart, so that's not gonna do our job in that regard. We could take the Whelp. Put like 2 Whelps behind Gilda, equip Gilda with like Lava Armor and Loam Coat. But where is our damage coming from in that case? I'm not sure if we should go Brain Spike here. Gilda does not have an ability, right? I don't think there is an upgrade path that gives her an ability. Or is there? Champions... Wait, yeah, here. Gilda has... Yeah, Gilda has either Trample and Axe. Which kinda takes up all the space on her floor by default. She has the Harvest Apply Pyre Gel. Actually, that could be good. Harvest Apply Pyre Gel with the mushroom stacks. And then Whelps cost less. Put some Whelps behind, maybe with Multi-Strike. Or we have the Avarice option. And then at the start it's gonna be a bit rough, but we're gonna gain a bunch of attack on Gilda. Maybe we can eventually branch off into Trample. Or start with Trample and branch off into Avarice. I think the Whelps are my best option here. I do want some spawn. Fertile Ground could give us that, but it cares about the number of consumed cards. I think it's better than Wax Cap. What are we facing, by the way? Pushback Archeon, we have Lifesteal, Kale, and we have Savagery Seraph. Savagery Seraph is rough. Against Savagery Seraph I do care about Sap a lot. Even AoE Sap. I don't think Wax Cap is quite the way to go, but an Endless Wax Cap maybe? That might be a thing. Endless double stack or duality Wax Cap, that should solve a lot of our problems. I do kind of want Spawn as well. The whelps are not very... No, I kind of feel like Wax Cap is a fairly good option here. And then we have the option between Miser and Hothead. I'm not excited about either of those. Hothead I guess is fine. Miser, not a whelp, which is a little bit of a downside actually. Hothead is also expensive. Makes our setup a bit harder. I mean, right now we would just spend all our Ember on Hotheads. We could just treat Hothead as like our shield stewards and remove them eventually. They're still a lot better than shield stewards in my opinion. And they could, if we do like Lava Armor on Gilda and then Hothead on the floor above, we do have some Pyre Gel on the enemies, so the fire breathing is gonna be relevant. And there is Cluster Kernel and the Amorous Enoki, two very good units I think. We could try and play into a Rally strategy, Rally and Harvest with Gilda potentially. We could also do a Squad Leader plus Cluster Kernel floor. Again, Cluster Kernels are expensive. I can't like set everything up on turn 1 or in the deployment phase. Not just yet at least. What about Amorous Enoki? Just providing a lot of health and regen is decent. We are lacking damage, that much is clear. We do have these Wax Caps, which will help us with defense. I'm gonna go Cluster Kernel. Let's see what paths we have. We do have the option to go Harvest Pyre Gel. These are the two paths I was considering the most. Now the question is, how do we make like a floor where we can have a Cluster Kernel and Lady Gilda and two whelps? It's pretty simple, we take capacity. Potentially Sketches of Salvation. The first time each turn a spell card with Consume is played, draw one. We don't currently have any, but that is good. We also don't really have spells. And by not really, I mean we don't. We do not have spells. We have 0 spells. Once we have played all the cards in our deck, it's just Vengeful Shards. So what is our setup gonna look like? We'll play Lady Gilda, we'll play a Cluster Kernel behind her on the middle floor, and then we'll play a Hothead on the top floor. What about Squad Leader? Doesn't fit. So Sketches of Salvation seems reasonable, but we don't really want to get like Wax Cap summoned or stuck up whelps. This is a bit of a mess. Sketches of Salvation does seem good, but it's also not really. I'm still gonna grab it. We can optimize our deck around that. Titan Skin 1, yes. That is a pretty gentle first challenge. Now I said Lady Gilda on the middle floor, but with Sketches of Salvation I think I want her on the bottom. And then we play a Cluster Kernel here, and I think we play another Cluster Kernel. And then we let the Hotheads get summoned potentially. And we don't know what gets summoned because we have so many units. Could just be like stuck up whelps. I want to set up a hot head. What did we got on the bottom floor? Another hot head. That's not bad. Lady Gilda definitely wants the lava armor. That's hot head. So we don't have to deal with the annoying stuff there. And then stuck up whelp on this floor. Squad leader, just so in case anything gets to this floor, we can actually benefit from that avarice quite a bit. What did I have on the top floor? Right, it's just a wax cap. That's fine. Do we lava armor the fungi? I think we should. That reduces the damage we deal. Oh, because we don't apply pyre gel. Because we don't actually lose any troops. We just lose the lava armor health, which gets removed before troop health. Here we can breathe fire to get a bunch of money. And might as well give you that so you propagate your avarice and gain regen. I could have, maybe should have used the hot head on the bottom floor, but I kinda do want to fight on the second floor because of the avarice. This is already enough, huh? Kinda surprising. Yeah, I kinda wish it wasn't. I kinda want the avarice. I don't think that changes anything. It does reduce the amount of pyre gel we apply, so maybe. No, it's just even better. Okay, I'm okay with that. We get a little bit of extra money from this floor, and then we get the rewards, and we get extra score from beating the boss on the first floor. That's fine. Everything's fine. Flicker, Golden Touch, and Pyre Cask. What do we want? Currently, we need some spells. That much is clear. It could be Golden Touch. I don't like the Calcified Ember though. I really don't. It's gonna be really hard to get rid of it at the moment. But I do wanna start building Dragon's Hoard, and that's just one of the best ways to do so. Proliferate, yeah, it's a good card. And we didn't take the extra benefit for consume cards, but it's still a good card. We don't really have spells to upgrade yet, so I mean we have a spell that two spells that we kind of want upgrades on, but it's somewhat limited. We want consume removal, cost reduction, spell power, maybe holdover. Maybe I would have enough. Anything we wanna... This does make it avarice 4, but I don't think that's worth 110 money. I do want it on a wax cap, just in case we can find Endless at a later time, and then we are gonna shift Lady Gilda to the middle floor. We kinda need some damage on these hot heads. At least one of them does need a damage upgrade. And then do we want Titanite on anything? I think our tank is mostly gonna be fungi. But we are up against savagery, so we don't need just one tank. The other tank is gonna hopefully be Endless Shroomites. Wax caps, I mean. I think we keep it like that and we leave. Let's see what units we have. Magma Mauler, Strike Apply Pyre Gel 8. That could be good. It's also cheaper. Helps us with our setup. Magma Mauler is also pretty independent. We can just put it on the floor and let it do its thing. I'll grab it. That could definitely go get the Titanite. And then eventually we grab some extra health for it and let it lead a second floor. Lady Gilda on the bottom floor still? I think that's still correct. By the cluster kernel in front. We do need to apply the pyre gel. I'm not gonna play the hotheads this time. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Okay, we got a hothead on the bottom floor, which is pretty cool. Let's work on that and get the kill here. You're never gonna really do anything unless the collector spawns up there, and then we get at least a little bit of extra money from that. We don't really have space on other floors anyways. Loam Coat belongs on you. And then we can play the stuck up whelp up here. Do Everest stuff. Place the hothead on the top floor. Maybe we can gain some avarice on it in case someone survives until there. Currently that's not happening, but it could happen. I want to get the calcified ember out of here before we have to... yeah, before we move on, so... I'll take the 1 damage. Okay. We are doing alright for now, but we are not strong. I am aware. Stop with that. Do I care about any of these? Fireball is alright. Flicker with some damage upgrades. Flicker is cheap. That helps. Infactory is good. Mushy Room is even better. I need Mushy Room. We saved that. That's not worth breaking our heart. Let's look for some more unit upgrades. I still would like Endless. Obviously, I really like Multi-Strike. Actually, that makes Magma Mauler a lot better. Do I wish I had something else than Titanite on there? Maybe. It's alright. Hothead can just get a better fire breath. And then I think I'm gonna start removing the other Hothead. Yeah, we can't really use 2 of those. Moral Mistress, we don't really etch, and we already have 2 cluster kernels. Oh, Chimbo the Joker! For KO, we could get a bunch of calcified embers, which helps deal with our ember management. We could get Yorick. Yorick would trigger off of Proliferate. It's currently not that much money, but it's a little bit every fight. Hokeo is a bit rough at the start, but I think we're gonna be fine. Time for Archeon. Archeon has 150 extra health. That is probably the easiest of the Titan trials. Now that we have Mushy Room, I kinda wanna move my setup up. And I think it's time to do Magma Mauler stuff here. And then hope one of the cluster kernels lands on this floor. If not, I guess that's fine too. Oh nice, we got a Wax Cap that immediate applied sap to Archeon. We do have a Whelp, that's also good. Let's set up a Mushy Room here. So everything gets sapped. And then I will just start propagating the Avarice. That was our initial plan, and now we can finally start setting into motion. Maybe I should have used the ability there. I definitely should have. It's gonna be ready before anything comes back up to that floor again. We want to propagate the Avarice. Maybe more so on Magma Mauler, but I also want some survivability on Lady Gilda. That is actually pretty good because it spreads Pyre Shell to units. Cluster Kernel is capable of keeping themselves alive pretty well by spawning new Shrooms. You're trying to push our Lady Gilda back. Don't appreciate that, but I guess we can deal with that. That spreads some Pyre Shell, which we care about. It also triggered the incant that affects our champion twice. Not a huge fan, honestly, but like these, yeah. There we go. We do want the propagate on you as well. This doesn't really do anything yet, because no Pyre Shell on the units. I can get more Avarice. We have some Pyre Shell and a bunch of sap on these units, so I think we're gonna do fine. Not quite enough for the kill, but we can add a Whelp. Get some Avarice off of that. Lava Armor doesn't change anything because you're not actually attacking. So we're gonna take 2 damage to you. Not much I can do about that. Don't want to incant on their floor. Can you survive in the front? No, you can't. Well, you could with the lava armor, but I want the lava armor on here so that everyone has some Pyre Shell on them when they come up to the next floor. Yeah, taking a little pyre damage here and there is not the worst. Again, 1 pyre damage for 1 horde, that is a worthy trade-off. No, we do that on the top floor. I don't wanna incant that. That's a lot of sap on Gilda. And I do need Gilda to attack. It's not gonna be a kill, but that's fine. Actually, you should definitely be in the front, usually. So we can apply the Pyre Shell before we hit with the backliners. Another Horde for another Pyre damage, still a worthy trade-off. Wait, shouldn't you have triggered? Oh, is it only if the champion is on the floor? Okay. I mean, that's consistent with how most things work in this game, so I should have expected it, but it reads like to your champion wherever it is how I read that. But that's obviously not what's written there, so that was just my interpretation of the ability. Cursed Dragon Staff. Ink can deal 1 damage to enemy units. We could also grab a Soldier of Fortune. That becomes a little bit more relevant if we indeed pick Capacity. And considering we're growing a stack of Excavated Embers, Capacity seems a bit more reasonable. I would like some extra setup energy, but right now we are not getting that, and that has to be fine. I do like the extra avarice and stuff from Soldier of Fortune. I do like Magma Cultist, but again, all of these units are so expensive to set up. I will skip. And I will take Capacity. I kinda wanna go longer so we can actually get a real artifact and not just a minor artifact. It's pretty slow, a pretty slowly growing horde, but that's alright. I think it might finally be time for some Merchant of Magic action. I also definitely would like a Merchant of Trinkets. But this could just help us grow our horde a lot faster. Harvest, apply Pyre Shell 4 to enemy units. We could also gain Trample, but that makes Lady Gilda huge. And we're not building much attack on Gilda anyway, so I think we're going with that. We need a better way to trigger the Harvest. Now let's grab some cost reduction on that. Some spell damage on Flicker. And I don't think we want Holy or Freestone. Yeah, I think neither is what we need. Hold over Golden Touch. Do we have Consume Removal? We do not. Yeah, hold over Golden Touch is good. Spellchain Excavated Ember is not bad, but Spellchain Soldier of Fortune could also be very good. Space management is gonna be tight. I don't want these upgrades. Let's see what we get from the armory. Boiler Room, huh? Boiler Room is certainly, yeah. That can help so much with the Ember management. Still doesn't help with the setup. It's even more setup that we have to do. Pyre Dampener. I will take it, I want the money, but I don't like it. Are we doing Gilda on the bottom floor again? I think so. We need that. I think this is off setup. We need that Pyre Shell applied immediately, pretty much. Or did we get a whelp on the bottom floor? No, we got another cluster kernel. That's also good. Let's grab a unit. You know what? That's good, because Avarice 30 is a lot. Do I cast it again? How likely am I gonna be? playing the unit. Yeah, not likely. I think we give you... Do we give you the lava armor? Kinda want that to be on the Shroom stack. Let's get our next floor ready with some avarice. No, we play that. We don't play the unit right now, but we get it upgraded and ready to go. This is rough. What if you just slammed Loam Coat and took 4 pyre damage? Yes, but the Loam Coat on this floor. What else? Next turn is gonna be a pretty easy turn because we're likely gonna have the Excavated Ember. Not guaranteed, of course. You know what? I think I can wait. Yeah, Excavated Ember helps. No incant triggers to consider, so let's just play that. I wanna play this. Maybe I should have played the Mushy Room down there, but... We are gonna get most of our kills on the bottom floor now. How did that stop the backliner from dying? Again, we apply less Pyre Gel. That's annoying. And you do actually survive, huh? We do actually want our troops to die, so... I think we're gonna be fine. You're gonna do 2 pyre damage if we don't stop you from doing that. I mean, easiest way is this. Everything else dies anyways, and we take 1 pyre damage to the shard. I am completely fine with that. We're getting some more avarice. And now we have plenty of Emperor available as well, so we can start growing our horde. I'll give you one of these Loam Coats and the other one on you, so you can heal up. Get the regen you get from that. You're the Incant Apply Corruption. So I'm only gonna play a single spell on that floor, and that is the Golden Touch on one of the backliners. On the other hand, what if I wanted to... Yeah, wait, you are playing Corruption to all units. Oh, on Summon. Right. So, no, we definitely don't wanna do anything that could threaten our kill here. Because our other floors are basically doomed. But also with the more units die, the more Pyre Gel you accrue. Like the combination of the troop stack and Lady Gilda does pretty much mean that we can't lose a boss fight. A Soul Smelter. That's a lot of Horde, but... don't think I can really do that. Fanning the Flame, a bit too late. I think it's mostly a card that you want to start with or get on your like first fight. Soul Smelter could be cool, but it's expensive. It's more setup required. It's so much. Wait, well, it's Siphon. It's not Harvest. No, I don't want it. It's fine. It's not bad, but it's also not super amazing. Mulch is good, but I don't want a Calcified Ember that comes with it. Inhale is actually quite good as well. I could also see Pox being good if we set up on the second floor again and have the mushy room on the bottom floor. And then we can just play Pox on the bottom floor to wipe out a bunch of enemies. Maybe. Maybe actually. Yeah, I'll try it. It's a random artifact and not a chosen one. I'm okay with that. I don't want to keep 7 out of 8 and then not being able to really build any up. Whelp Supply Pirate Shell, that's not bad. But I think I like the Ember Charge. And Shroom units apply decay 1 to enemy units on summon. That's good. That's very good. That gives us a lot of extra damage from our kernels. We have units to upgrade. We definitely do. And I don't want to make our setup even more expensive. I want to grab an artifact. Apply Pyre Shell 10 to non-flying boss enemy units that enter the floor below the Pyre room. No, I'd rather Shell Transfuser. Spread the Pyre Shell around. Large Stone. I would like Large Stone plus Small Stone. Smidge Stone. I could just get Large Stone on... Could just try and roll with the Large Stone. I have enough money now, so I can just spread upgrades around. I'm gonna give one of these... I still need to be ready for Seraph Eternus. As soon as we can like set up the mushy room, we are mostly okay. Or like have one of the wax caps. That helps us too. Sure, I'll grab Cluster Kernel. I will get Avarice on one of the whelps. I'm not sure if it even pays for itself, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that. Cluster Kernel with Titanite could be fun. Mostly I just need these to survive, so... A regen, we don't really have the health for regen. So, reroll. More dualism. We don't really... Yeah, I guess that's good. And then you can have that. I don't think we care about quick much. I don't think we care about this quad leader much either. Sure, you can have some damage. Maybe even quick. I don't know. Seems like a waste of money. I'm gonna go to a Merchant of Trinkets very likely next floor. If everything else fails, we can always dupe an Excavated Ember. Sure. It's not bad. It's not great either. It's like just energy. It replaces itself. It doesn't give us more cards than we would have access to. Then we would have had access to if we hadn't drawn it. Cluster Kernel large can go here. That's fine. No help on the bottom floor, but we do get our fire breathing. Wait, I wanted to set up on the second floor. Well, I think we're fine. I don't think we have to worry. Fox is a bit not so exciting. I want to keep this until I set up like a cluster kernel there. No, I want to use it on cooldown, I think. We don't have to use fire breathing. We can wait with that. But yeah, I definitely need to start keeping an empty floor after the next boss fight for sure. You are incanting, so let's play that on a different floor. Loam code goes on you. Lava armor, I think I put that on the next floor up. This is where I use the fire breathing. That helps. That takes everyone out. You are taking damage from corruption. I would really like a loam coat on you then. Just get rid of the lava armor, that doesn't really do much. Let's set up the boiler room here, we're not likely to need it. This is gonna counteract the corruption for sure. Then we grab the collector. We could propagate a little bit of regen and troop here. Or a little bit of avarice here. We could also keep the proliferate, but like... let's get some extra avarice. It's not crazy important, but it adds up. Soldier of Fortune 2 available, but we don't cast it on this floor. Wax caps are great because they have duality, so they gain double the benefit. I will again take one pyre damage to be able... oh yeah, Titans can fall. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I guess it's fire breathing time. Do I hold this over? We're close to our next draw, so... And our deck has become really small, so we're likely to draw it anyways, even without a holdover. The holdover is mostly important if we draw it early. I don't want to play it every turn. No need to do anything, we don't want to have to deal with sap on our units. You actually survived that, huh? Sorry, little dragon. I want a horde. You need to sacrifice. You need to be sacrificed for the horde. Is there any other target I can slay with a golden touch? I don't think so. Maybe this guy? Not even close. Especially now with Titan Skin 4. Uh, 20 damage is too much. If it was 19 damage, I could deal with. I could play the golden touch on the squad leader, but 20 damage, that doesn't work. Oh yeah, you're gonna take so much fire shell. Yeah, the harvest fire shell thingy is a really good boss killer. That's for sure. Pay off. Restore a little bit of pyre health. No. Cooldown. We do have a couple units with cooldown. But we don't care about all of them that much. I'm gonna skip. Dig deep, spawn 3 for 2, no. Inhale, maybe. But it kinda competes for slays with Golden Touch. And we definitely save our Hoard. We don't have that much money. Some card removals. What would I remove? Lava armor and squad leader. Spell upgrades. Our spell upgrades aren't critical. I want relics. And events, actually. What do we have? Versatile Ember Staff, Sacrificial Chris, and Breath of Heaven. Versatile Ember Staff is quite good. Let's see the event. Dominion Fountain. Strike, apply corruption 20. We do have enough boss killing power already, so spawn a random friendly unit from your deck. That could be good, honestly. Add melee weakness or spell weakness, I was right. Honestly, Authority sounds good. I could slap that on Cluster Kernel, the smaller one. And then, or Magma Mauler. Yeah, I want that. Magma Mauler, you're gonna summon a random friendly unit. Yeah, I think that's good. That allows us to overstack our primary floor even more. I will grab the Versatile Ember Staff because we have a bunch of spells. A lot of them consume, yes. We do have a lot of units that we play. We have a room card, 2 even. We have Blights. And we're gonna have Scourgers in the Titan fight, so... do we care about Breath of Heaven? Not really. Not as long as Magma Mauler is our front line, I don't think. Yeah. Not quite what we want. And Sacrificial Chris, also no. Draw an equipment card from your deck and reduce it to 0 cost. That's good. We get to set up one of our equipments immediately. And then Prismatic Dragon Scale is... It's a bit late. We only have 2 fights where we can proc it, but I think it's a very good way to gain a bunch of Dragon Horde. The one issue is we kinda need to play out all of our shards. Otherwise, this is gonna be a problem. We need to play the Magma Mauler last out of these setup units. Well, actually, Wax Cap is... Yeah, I forgot. We can't summon these units that way. We can only summon Wax Cap or the Whelps. The Whelps are good. The Wax Caps I really don't want summoned that way. Long counter on you. And the other one goes on the troop. Squad leader on the top. Well, it at least makes it more likely that we get something relevant here. And once we do have Endless on one of these, we can just Golden Touch them away. Nope, that's not how we start this turn. Unfortunately. We started by playing a Wax Cap. And then we have Riz. Doesn't super matter actually, because the Wax Cap is gonna die. Do I care about the wax cap there? It doesn't matter. It's not a downside, and I'm gonna have golden touch every turn. So yeah, actually I'm gonna target my own unit first. I need the Loam Cove for next turn. Don't really have anything to propagate just yet. Well, that's not true. I have quite a bit to propagate. It's just mostly on Kale. Flicker, yeah, I do want your weekend, even though that means I might not have a target for the golden touch, but probably, well, no new targets spawned. Well, we'll see. Let's play out the Dominion Eye. Got some cards. That's Mushroom. That's our third type of card. Boiler Room here. I do want to keep the fungi alive. Can we do that? Incoming is 17 times 2. Oh yeah, you ate from the cherub. Yeah, of course that wasn't gonna be enough. I knew that. What if we breathe fire? That just gets rid of the cherub, which already dies. It's a bunch of pyre gel on everyone. You know what? You can have this armor. I think this is fine. The fungi dies. We'll get a new one. We get a ton of pyre gel on Kale that way. And a good chunk of decay as well. Armor kernel in front can block the hit. We do have a target to touch. Let's touch you. Unfortunately, no units left for Soldier of Fortune. Let's spread some pox down here. And I don't want to just waste my money. Does it waste my money? Wait, does it? It does! That's messed up. I figured it might not spend the money if you don't have a unit to draw, but that's apparently not how it works. Wait. No. Whoops! Order, Yaya. Oh, okay, this time around. No, not that. Yeah. So you die to decay and you don't gain a million attack. And we can actually keep our fungi alive. We need some extra damage here. It's not enough, but it's enough to deal with you on the top floor. Wait, you did eat? You did eat, huh? Oh, that sucks. You come with Titan skin, thanks to that guy. And that just kills you straight up. I mean, I do want to build my horde. Do we still kill? You have 52 pyre gel. Yes, we kill you. We very easily kill you. Can't really keep a stack of troop alive, but that's alright, because that just means we apply a ton of pyre gel to the enemies. And this might just make our troops stick, finally. We need more damage here, huh? That helps. And then I guess we can also flicker. Titan skin 15, Titan skin 10. So much Titan skin. These are fine. Might as well do 5 damage to you. Maybe I should have played that against Fel, because Fel actually takes like 150 damage from that. Kel is on our side now. You do survive, huh? That's not good. You no longer survive if I golden touch you. I mean, that's fine. I can just golden touch you. I don't need to gain more than 1 health anymore at this point. I'm mostly done gaining health. Can we kill Kel here? Yes! Yes, we can! So the last thing we need to do is golden touch you. So we have our hold complete. And then, well, we gain some avarice and kill Kel. Might as well burn everyone here. Nice! I didn't expect a flying kill. I did not at all expect that. But I am very happy to get it. Tome of Evergrowth. I mean, applying sap is good. And we do have units who don't have abilities. I think Tome of Evergrowth is just such a valuable item in general. We have our Ember mostly solved now. Do we care about the max? No. There is Hellfire Bellows, which is huge for us. We have so many instances of applying Pyogel. Also, Twisting Mycelium is very good against the Titans. Because it prevents Dominion from applying Corruption to your units by having a Shroom on the front line. It also helps us keep our Shroom stack up. And it doesn't really mess with our setup. So we definitely take it. It's just 1 Shroom, because we only have 30 cards, so it's not like a crazy amount. But still. I'm still looking for Small Stone for Cluster Kernel. Maybe something for the Whelps, or Squad Leader perhaps. Endless on the Wax Caps would be amazing. In terms of spells. What would we want for spells? Like Excavated Embers with like Consume Remove is nice. Consume Remove, Holdover stuff could be fun. Pox is... I don't super care, it's just there. Tome of Evergrowth could get Intrinsic, that's fine. Proliferate. It's mostly just Consume Remove, and if we get Consume Remove, it's not gonna go on an Ember, I don't think. It's gonna go on Proliferate. But I don't really care that much about the spell upgrades. I'd rather have unit upgrades. Even though we do waste some power by taking the Pyre Remains. And I think the last one I want to go to a Merchant of Arms on the last floor. Mostly so I can stack 2 equipments together. And then maybe get them for free. We'll see. Just more Pyogel. Kinda makes sense. We do have a bit of sap, but the problem with our sap is that we can only apply it with units and rooms, so we're not gonna be able to sap Dominion in the Titan fight. That's gonna be annoying, but not a huge deal. Do we want to make these whelps more survivable? Kinda yes. And I don't care about these upgrades. No Endless, huh? Dualism, no. Let's make you tiny. What does that accomplish? Doesn't accomplish much. I can't put you on the same floor as Gilda and the Magma Mauler and the other cluster kernel. I could put you there instead of those. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Doesn't really help that that guy's tiny. So I guess we don't tiny stone that one. Or smidge stone rather. Squad leader is kind of just hanging out. It's not a problem because they are too late for Bloodthirsty Blade and I don't care about these. Sacrificial Chamber, I kinda would care if it were a little earlier. Not at this point, I don't care anymore. But yeah, what was I saying? I forgot. Let's set up our middle floor as usual. Oh, you got the wax cap again. Ah, that's alright. And then we slam a long coat on you for survivability. Oh, we did get a whelp on the middle floor, I like that. You're silenced, okay. I was like, I would like to wipe everyone out, but yeah, Deafening Herald. Let's start growing you immediately. That draws us the cluster kernel. Does that mean cluster kernel goes on the bottom so that we can actually benefit from the avarice? I think it does. That's also the mushy room. Wax cap on the bottom. It doesn't have to be there. Doesn't really do much. Let's grab a Tome of Evergrowth for Gilda. And then Expensive Taste. Avarice for everyone. Don't need to play that again, it would just cost me money. And I kinda wanna propagate the Avarice and the Troop. I could also propagate some regen. The sap is gonna wear off. Yeah, I like that. Well, we have one ability left. Sure, let's activate it just in case the collector spawns up there. Oh, you were silenced, so you couldn't actually summon troops. That's fine. Golden Touch, unfortunately not big enough to kill the Enthralled Ardent, but we can stop the silence on this floor. Let's draw into some more cards. Boiler room, sure. What do we draw? Yeah, we want to draw into the lava armor. I don't want to put the K10 on my cluster kernel. This is not enough to kill the Ardent, so I'd rather not play it at all. Sure, the kernel is taking some damage, but they will also be summoning more blockers to protect them. Anything worthwhile to kill with Golden Touch? Just the Collector. That takes away from our Avarice, but that's fine. Nope. We do that a little different. We have a better target for that Golden Touch. Because of the boiler room there, that gives us one Ember back. And now we have played a spell and a blight. So if we now play an equipment, we're gonna gain one. We're gonna gain. Oh no. I'm not gonna rewind that. That was my own fault. It's like I couldn't have known that that was on top. It wasn't that much of a misplay. Why do I care about this? Because we have a prismatic dragon scale. So we're gonna lose out on the extra. We're gonna lose out on the extra. What should I call it? Dragon Sword. Let's see. We are still fine. What is a good target for Golden Touch? Don't really have one because these guys have Spell Shield. I mean, technically I could play Pox and then Flicker. I guess I still do have a pretty easy target for the Golden Touch. Let's grab some more Avarice. You have a bit too much health. Can you please stop that? Or at least get zapped a bunch so it doesn't matter. That's not quite enough to kill the backliner. And I don't want to give you more attack. It is enough to kill that silencer. So we can actually keep our troops flowing. You know what? Squad leader. You cheer on this squad from the back. And then I guess Wax Cap can go here as well. And now these don't do any damage anymore. We would probably prefer to have that floor on the bottom, on the top, so we could actually benefit from all the Pirate Shell we apply to our enemies. It's not enough Pirate Shell on the Ardent. Oh, I'm taking some damage here. We are facing 6. And then... Wait, you have 205 health. And we're dealing like 90. Plus Pirate Shell. Oh, okay, we're facing 14 pyre damage. Plus 2 from these Vengeful Shards. That's alright. The region hardly matters compared to the set. But yes, we're very much better off setting up the top floor. Drawing these Vengeful Shards every turn is also not exactly great. Two damage short, but actually we don't have to care about you. You have enough zap to just die to the pyre, which is a strategy that doesn't work on all of these, but it helps. I do want to play the Golden Touch so I can target the Deafening Herald with the Golden Touch on the next floor. No, we're gonna draw into it anyways. We only have 6 cards left, so should just play the Vengeful Shard. Yeah, these big frontline units are a problem for us. And this Dominion's Eye is actually kind of a pain as well. Everything here dies if I play Flicker. And then we can Golden Touch you to stop the silence. These two don't actually matter, but I might as well. You're gonna gain multi-strike and a lot of stats. I think we'll be fine. We have such a big stack of troops. You're gonna have an insane amount of fire shell by the time you're done with the troops. The troop also has regen, so it doesn't go down there quickly, because while it cannot regen very well, it can still regen the health from the lone coat back every turn. Yeah, we don't have to do anything here. I think it's just double Vengeful Shard. We're not gonna get another Golden Touch off. I guess that's fine. Yeah, you're stacking so much Pyre Shell on yourself by hitting that troop. Yeah, you do a ton of damage, but like, we do even more. Health Furnace. When a unit gains Pyre Shell, it gains +3 stacks. We do kind of care about the boiler room a lot, is the thing. But the boiler room could be on the top floor. Calcified Ember, I think I can deal with that. Mushroom Cloud. Mushroom Cloud is alright. Truffles could also be alright. Mushroom Cloud triggers Lady Gilda's Harvest, so it can really help deal with the wave. Because the decay also helps the decay also helps trigger the Pyre Shell again. When enemy units ascend, supply Pyre Shell, yes. Medallion of Superiority is not bad, but so is Firecracker. Firecracker is good for Golden Touch and okay for Flicker. But I want Flaming Talons. The extra Pyre Shell is gonna be very useful. I still care about Endless, but at this point I think we wanna start getting our room set up faster, and well, having deployable only helps so much. We'll see. That definitely helps. That also helps big time. Summoning a whelp reduces cooldown of friendly units by 1. I'll take it. It might make a tiny difference. Magma Core, yes. Magma Core is amazing against Dominion because it just spreads Pyre Shell everywhere whenever Dominion attacks. I will take Spirit Breaker's Charge. That's actually amazing with the book, with the Tome of Evergrowth. And Twin Minds, it's a bit late. It's a bit late. The first consume card we play. Likely gonna be an Excavated Ember. I don't mind playing more Excavated Embers, I just don't really have a great payoff for them. I'll take it. Don't really have much to remove, but I will look at that again in just a moment. We don't need more rooms, we have all the rooms we can ever want. Equipment combination, I think Loam Coat and Lava Armor just wants to be on the same unit. It is... Wait. Yeah. Loam Coat and Lava Armor, we merged that. Do we care about Swift Steel Dagger? If so, it will go on Magma Mauler, who is likely gonna be our frontliner. Or our frontliner just behind the little fungi. And because they're already at the front, we don't care as much about the quick, because they're not gonna get the kills. It's more that the quick would help them apply Pyrochel before anyone else does any actions. I mean, we could then put them behind Lady Gilda that way, which would be good for like relentless fights, but I'm not worried about relentless fights. We're gonna win those anyways. And it's not like Savagery has any squishy frontliners that we could kill with quick. Really, that's really not how that fight goes. So let's reroll. Void Armament. I mean, multi-strike matters. It is also 3 cost, but it's only gonna be 3 cost once. Deployable, I unfortunately don't think we can do that. Well, no, we can deploy a mushy room, and that matters. We can deploy a cheap mushy room. Anything I want to remove from this deck? Just so I don't have to play it, yes. I'll pay money instead of Ember. I think that's fair. And I have a pretty good idea how I want to tackle this. Setup. We're gonna take a bunch of pyre damage to this fight. I am quite aware that that is likely how this is gonna be going. Okay. We got the boiler room immediately. We got the mushy room. We want to set the mushy room up. And then cluster kernel in the back. Magma Mauler in the front, summoning a wax cap, of course. What was our plan with the rooms? Hell Furnace goes on this room, so boiler room goes on the top. And then Loam Coat, the normal one, goes on you, just so you have some resilience to the first attacks coming in case we need that. That's a Blight. We have a room, and then we cast a spell. Oh, yeah, I have a room in every a room card in every single floor. Now that's a first apparently for me. Wait, I wanted Void Armament on Magma Mauler. Oh, we summoned Squad Leader here, that's good. Let's see. Bottom floor, we do have the mushy room. This is not gonna be too bad. But we could Mushroom Cloud. Or even Pox. We could also start building up our Horde, because we want to do that eventually. Void Armament, I don't need to equip that right away. Let's give you Tome of Evergrowth. You know what? Double Tome of Evergrowth is good. That is really good. That just allows us to zap Seraph to hell. Well, we are in heaven, so there's only one way to go, right? Mushroom Clouds. Yeah, I will just play it. For some reason I thought it would make me target the fungi, but obviously there can only ever be one fungi on the floor because they have stack. Oh, true. So this guy will swipe through our floor. Unfortunately twice. Yeah. Twice is bad. So I guess we just make them not do that. This is the normal lava armor. That goes on you. We do have 2 units to draw. Obviously Wax Cap not quite as exciting, but Hothead does benefit from that stuff quite a bit. Especially because fire breathing does trigger avarice. Where are my whelps? Oh, one is in hand. So you're on the top floor. Let's give everyone avarice, and then like I don't care about the avarice. It's just might as well. And then you can hold the bottom floor, so these terrifying amalgams are not gonna ruin my day. You're the Titan Skin buffers. You don't need to wipe out that floor. In fact, I am better off not doing that. No, the rage on the bottom floor. Yeah. My units there are gonna die. I'm actually gonna override the loam code. I wanna keep the sap up on you. With 14 sap we can just safely send you to the pyro room and nothing bad will happen. Not that you will reach the pyro room. Bottom floor is a bit of a problem now. I won't have units there, so any amalgams that spawn there will hurt. I mean, I still care about my horde. These have Titan skins, so it's almost enough to take out this 200 health unit because of all the pyre gel up there. Let's... Why did zapping... Oh! Seraph is killing the fungi, and that actually helps me build pyre gel. Yeah. I think that's good enough. That keeps my units alive and stuff. All these all these, oh, yeah, we can kill the Titan Skinner. Titan Skinner? They skin Titans? Doesn't do much to flicker here. I will just hit Seraph. Actually, let's hit Seraph even harder. Do I ever grow? Yes. On you. And on you as well. Now we removed at least melee weakness from the backliners. Yeah, we're taking some pyro damage to these amalgams, that's unavoidable. Can we kill Seraph? Yes, we can. that solves the problem of further amalgam spawning, so... It's just Pyrochel 10 whenever a troop dies is so crazy. That's such a huge amount. And we get a final Fireborn artifact. After using an ability, friendly units gain armor 3. Yes, that's actually quite good. Titan time! It's time for Titans! You ready, my bunnies? To see some Titans? The teal bunny here is called River, by the way, because of their color. Phew. Hell Furnace, obviously, yes. Mushroom. This is a bit of a damage race because of savagery on the bottom floor. It's gonna be a problem. But I think our standard setup is gonna be good. Why always a wax cap? Why never a whelp? I am very disappointed in this upgrade. Not that a wax cap isn't valuable, because it totally is. Is it? Wait, how does this one work? Reduce its cost to 0. So it should be 0 for the rest of the fight. Right? I would think so. Oh, did we get the second kernel here? Yeah, we did. That makes it very hard to keep up the top floor. Actually, well, yes, kinda. Is it still 0 cost? It is not. Unfortunate. Let's see. Let's start drawing cards. Wax cap helps a lot in stopping savagery. I do want to keep you alive, I just can't. That is also not gonna do much. Let's trigger our Ember Staff. How though? What option do we choose? Proliferate doesn't do much. Proliferate does a lot here. Maybe we can just keep our bottom floor alive by... Oh, Tome of Evergrowth. That does help. That does go on Lady Gilda again, I think. Can we make this fungi survive? Yes, but I don't actually want the lava armor on it. And we can't do it with that one. We could do it with... Actually, let's start growing this fungi. The pox is actually not good yet, and too expensive later. Bit of a shame. But yeah, we are gonna spread Pyrochel everywhere thanks to Dominion hitting our pyre. That's pretty good. The pyre lights are gonna be a bit taxing. But I kinda do need to play it I don't think I'm gonna have trouble beating Savagery and Entropy. I'm gonna keep Savagery set. So yeah, it's mostly a race to beat Dominion, and actually playing the Vengeful Sharp, not playing the Vengeful Sharp is good. Why is it good? Because it will trigger the Pyre applies Pyre Gel on Revenge. It's this one, right? No. This one, Magma Core. So we're gonna apply more Pyre Gel to everyone. Our fungi on the bottom floor dies, that's fine. We don't really care about keeping the stacks alive on floors that aren't the main floor. The other ones are mostly just for absorbing corruption stacks and stuff. An Incans here, you're the Scorn Toll thingy. We have so much Pyre Gel on everyone. You can have this ability too. Look at that. Entropy is almost dead. Yeah, you have 4 spell shield actually, that's gonna take a while. You. I mean, I could use those to trigger the Magma Core, but I don't wanna. Sep 4 is a bit annoying, but it's not gonna make a huge difference, so I will play it. Using that gives me attack? How is that? How does that happen? I do kinda like Entropy doing some damage. That means we spread more Pyre Gel. Maybe not that much damage. It does give me 5 attack. Do I have the... Oh, yeah, I do have the Spirit Breaker's charge. I totally forgot that I picked that up. Do I keep that in hand to trigger Pyre Gel 2 on all units? No, I have enough Pyre Gel, pretty much. This is... You are gonna die. I mean, I could use it for Slay, but honestly, I will just start working on Dominion. The spell shields. We might eventually get rid of all of them. Okay. It's time for you to pick up your Void Armament. That's Entropy down. Savagery will not last long on this floor, I can tell you that much. Let's stop you from attacking. I don't really want to sap Entropy at all. Also, is Entropy getting rid of the sap faster? This bottom floor with the mushy room just means Entropy can never do anything. And then we cast Firelight. I do have an ability to use, and I should, because that gives me extra attack. I have too much sap on the enemies, so they don't actually do damage to my units, so I don't really get kills. I guess this one is not doing any damage either way. I think this is the time for Mushroom Cloud. And yeah, you just the decay kills you because you have 500 Pyrochel on you. I have one more ability to use, might as well. Highlight. You're gonna die on the next floor, but we still have to work on Dominion. That's just not much, but it's alright. Can I prevent my units from dying down here? Yes, I can. Incoming is 30 damage. That's actually a very good spell. Did I have that at the very beginning? Because applying Decay to Dominion would have been amazing back then. I might have just glossed over it and like considered it irrelevant. When it would have actually been very good. Dominion's Eye needs to go, and then we highlight Flicker. I don't want these curses of entropy. 228. Is that gonna speed up the kill? This one is done. Just due to the decay, that's fine. Here not much is happening. You actually have a couple regen, and a healer, so you're gonna get healed every now and then. That doesn't super matter. Once Dominion is at 1, you will die anyways. I have an ability to use. Oh, that's actually quite good. Not quite enough, but... And then we should win this turn, I think. I think this is the turn where we manage to kill Dominion. Which is good, because Savagery on the bottom floor is about to... It's funny, those two can't even kill the fungi, it's just Dominion who actually helps them with that. Should pay out these cards. And there we go. That's the Titans down. What is that, a 3-turn boss rush? Is it 10 minus the number of turns you needed? Yeah. Sure, we took a bunch of damage. We didn't have targeted zap for the top line for Dominion. But that was fine. That was very good. We didn't really do all that much avarice propagating. We did a little bit whenever it came up, but not that much. But the interaction was still really cool, because we had Gilda doing really fun stuff with harvest triggers and mushrooms, and I like that. Our win streak is going strong. We're in the 2 digits now. Just barely beat the Pixie score there. Couple more resolve triggers than we had before. But yeah, I like that deck a lot. The interaction of Lady Gilda's Harvest ability and Troop is very fun. And we really went all in on the Pyrochel stuff with Flaming Talons and Magma Core and Spark Flint Catalyst, and very importantly, where is it? The Gel Transfuser, which just meant that if a boss was ever on a floor where we were killing a bunch of enemies, then we did a lot of... We applied a lot of Pyogel to them, because everything on the enemies gets transferred over to the boss. What is the glowing... I'm not sure what the glowing Pyre Heart means. It's probably... It seems to just be on bosses, so... It doesn't mean like higher boss rush or anything. It doesn't mean damage taken. I'm not sure. It's probably just these are the bosses and that's it. Which, I mean, kinda... is kinda clear anyways, but, you know. But yeah, that was a fun run. I liked it. Very cool interaction. I haven't really imagined that deck before, and that's the fun thing about Monster Train. You go into a run and you see interactions and you think like, oh, this works cool, let's play something I've never thought of before. That's why I love this game so much. That, and because you can do some really degenerate stuff sometimes. Oh, we have a small event. Let's do that before we finish off for today. And after you get this gold, what do you do with it? What do you mean? We keep it, of course. Let it shine. You just keep it and do nothing? I suppose to you it seems like nothing. But to us dragons, there is meaning in simply possessing it. On occasion, we spend it, but there's a way to get more gold. And should our hoards ever become full, we melt it down and power it in the pyre flow, an offering to Fyra, as tradition demands. Truth be told, we aren't supposed this out loud. It's merely to make space for even more gold. What an odd existence, to constantly chase after something only to hoard it. Wouldn't you rather commune with the stars, dance in the moonlight, frolic with your sisters and brothers? I like Eka. Also, I like this sprite of hers. Are the stars made of gold? The dragons only care about gold in Monster Train, nothing else. I do really like the Lunar Coven. They bring some very fresh air to the whole Monster Train clans. I wonder if we're also gonna see more events with the old clans, like the Hellhound and the Awoken and stuff. I would like that. I would like to see some events with morsels, interaction with morsels and stuff.